My name is Jawad Shah. I'm a neurosurgeon here in Flint, Michigan. The entire program, I think, was part of a vision to try and address and understand issues of the mind and the brain in a way that was not being fully addressed anywhere else. And so the idea was to create a center that's unique, that brings together physicians, medical people, clinicians, neuroscientists, but also not to forget the philosophers who are the beginning of any type of a science. And right now, where the discipline is in terms of understanding the brain, the mind, learning, ethics, all of those issues are still primarily, I feel, in the hands of the philosophers, with some of the end products of that discussion now coming down to the clinical level. So I think it's very important that all these disciplines, all these different specialties come together in order to really fully engage the issues and produce things that are useful and practical, and that'll be a platform for further growth. So the vision was that as part of IINN, we wanted to create this type of a center that would, really boost this type of thinking in this academia. And with these wonderful partners from University of Michigan, of course, we think that the possibilities are endless. Some of the issues that are going to be addressed through the center are very deeply intertwined with who we are as a nation, and I think that the repercussions are huge in so many different areas, because what we're talking about is currently kind of a black box. When you talk about the mind in general, the brain, this is something that is really essential to who we are, yet we have such little understanding of it. And as we understand it more, you can see the repercussions in different areas. It's something that might, to more or less make concrete that sort of an idea. You can see that in the areas of ethics, where we're living in a society where there's so many ethical issues arising. Obviously, that speaks to who we are. It speaks to our own morals, our own outlook in life, and at the same time, it's not just a theoretical discussion. There's real concrete repercussions to what we decide. So whether that be how we educate people who have disabilities, you can see repercussions to that whole philosophy, all those ideas, and how seriously we take that, how we look at the rest of society, how we look at people who are less fortunate perhaps than we are. Again, those discussions will lead then to positions, which will then lead to policies and so on that will address them. But it again starts at the philosophical level. So you can see those repercussions occurring in education, in policy, in government. And so once again, I think that as things become defined, there'll be more and more role for those ideas to now ingrain themselves into these different areas. I think, to me, from my perspective, my spark, at least, though I'm not the one who I consider, who I really think is ultimately the only person who came up with the whole idea, but my proportion or my component of it was certainly sparked back when I was probably about 17 or 18, I think. And at that point, when I started to address to myself at least the issues of the mind and the brain and trying to understand what a human being is, are we physical and chemical reactions? Is there more elements to us? All those questions came into my mind, as I think they come into many people's minds, but I took it to the next level in the sense that then I started to devote more reading, more focus, books of physics, science, and so on and so forth. And that journey took me through medical school, through my residency and fellowship training. And ultimately, I've always felt that I really want to address this issue. And through my own reading and learning, I didn't find that it was being well done in the comprehensive way that I envisioned. And therefore, we said that this is something that I would like to have as part of our institute, to create this, to allow a forum to address it then. So that was my component of of the overall vision that helped to create the center.